Welcome back to Hourglass Channel. Today, we embark on a journey through the past and present corridors of Hollywood, exploring life from the glamour of its golden age to timeless musings. On their faces, the stories behind these beloved characters celebrate their contributions to cinema and culture. Let's explore the timeless charm of these legendary characters. Let's go! Lonnie Willison's fall from grace paints a stark contrast to the glamour often associated with the modeling world. Born on January 25, 1983, Willison rose to prominence in the early 2000s, her striking features and fitness prowess landing her coveted spots in various publications and campaigns. Despite her apparent success, behind the glossy images and flashing lights lay a tumultuous personal life. Willison's marriage to Baywatch star Jeremy Jackson ended in a highly publicized and acrimonious split in 2014. The separation was marred by allegations of violence, with Willison claiming an incident of strangulation during a drunken altercation with Jackson. This period marked the beginning of a harrowing downward spiral for the former model. In the ensuing years, Willison's circumstances grew increasingly dire. She was spotted rummaging through dumpsters and living in homeless encampments, a shocking turn for someone who had once graced magazine covers. Reports surfaced of her battling addiction and mental health issues, compounded by the trauma of her past. The once sought-after model now faced a reality far different from the runways and photo shoots that had defined her earlier life. Lisa Robin Kelly, the American actress renowned for her captivating portrayal of Lori Foreman in the beloved TV series, That 70s Show, epitomized talent and passion. Hailing from Southington, Connecticut, she embarked on her trajectory to fame, armed with an undeniable gift for acting and a fervent love for the craft. Graduating with distinction from the theater school at DePaul University, she swiftly captured hearts with her portrayal of Lori, the spirited elder sister of Eric Foreman. Yet, beyond the glitz of Hollywood, Lisa wrestled with a plethora of personal tribulations. Her battle with substance abuse, rooted in her time on the show, was compounded by heart-wrenching personal losses, notably a miscarriage. Legal entanglements, including DUI charges and domestic altercations, further fueled public scrutiny. In a poignant revelation, Lisa disclosed her retreat from burgeoning success, driven by a tumultuous relationship with alcohol. Tragically, her quest for redemption was curtailed by her untimely demise on August 15, 2013, at the age of 43, in an Altadena, California rehabilitation center. Her passing, attributed to multiple drug intoxication, marked a poignant end to a luminous life dimmed too soon. What's better than starting the day with a delicious cup of tea and watching this fascinating video together? Let's reminisce about the 90s, an era filled with laughter in movie theaters and one comedic titan reigning supreme, Jim Carrey. Originating from the chilly town of Newmarket, Ontario, Carrey's journey from modest beginnings to Hollywood's zenith epitomizes the human spirit's triumph. With his elastic face and inexhaustible energy, Carrey stormed onto the silver screen, captivating audiences with unforgettable performances in Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. His characters transcended comedy, becoming cultural landmarks and securing his place in comedic lore. However, Carrey's artistic palette extended beyond laughter. Delving into drama, he mesmerized audiences with poignant roles in The Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, showcasing his versatile talent. Behind the glitz, Carrey grappled with personal demons, battling depression and mourning the loss of his ex-girlfriend, Katherine Heigl. Emerging as a beacon of resilience, Carrey advocates for mental health awareness. At 62, his legacy extends beyond the silver screen. He's a painter, a poet, and a reminder that even the brightest stars endure moments of darkness. Randy Quaid, renowned for his portrayal of Cousin Eddie in the National Lampoon's Vacation series, boasts a career spanning over 90 films. However, his off-screen life has been a tumultuous ride of legal troubles, leaving fans perplexed. In 2009, Quaid and his wife Evie were embroiled in scandal when accused of defrauding an innkeeper in Santa Barbara, California, using an invalid credit card to settle a $10,000 bill, sparking a series of legal woes. The following year, they faced burglary charges for squatting in a property they previously owned. Fleeing to Canada to evade arrest, they were apprehended at the Vermont-Canada border. Surprisingly, a Vermont judge dismissed charges due to inconsistencies in California's case. The Quaids settled in Vermont, far from the glamour of Hollywood. Once celebrated, Randy Quaid now navigates a starkly different reality, his life overshadowed by legal turmoil, a stark contrast to his illustrious past. If you want to explore the journey with me, please leave number 1 and watch this video until the end. Interesting things are waiting for you in the video. Wesley Snipes, synonymous with dynamic performances and action-packed cinema, has weathered both the pinnacle of Hollywood triumph and the depths of personal adversity. Rising to prominence with his breakout role in Spike Lee's Mo Better Blues, Snipes embarked on a trajectory marked by versatility and magnetic screen presence. Films like New Jack City, Jungle Fever, and the Blade trilogy solidified his status as a cinematic icon. However, amidst the glittering facade of his public persona, Snipes faced a tempest brewing behind the scenes. Caught in a whirlwind of legal troubles stemming from tax evasion charges, he endured a shocking fall from grace. Accused of failing to file federal taxes and resorting to questionable tactics to evade financial responsibilities, Snipes ultimately faced conviction. Sentenced to 3 years in federal prison, Snipes utilized his time of incarceration for introspection and growth, emerging with a newfound perspective on life and purpose upon his release. While maintaining a relatively subdued presence since then, his story serves as a powerful reminder of the transient nature of fame and the enduring consequences of one's choices. Bobby Driscoll's life unfolds as a poignant tale of a star whose brilliance dimmed too swiftly. Rising to fame at just 6 years old, he became a Disney sensation with iconic roles in Song of the South, 1946, and Peter Pan, 1953, etching himself into the hearts of audiences worldwide. Yet, as adolescence approached, the transition proved harsh, marked by Disney's abandonment due to Driscoll's changing appearance. Rejected and adrift, Driscoll descended into a tumultuous life plagued by addiction and crime, culminating in a stint in rehabilitation in 1961. Despite efforts to reignite his acting career, the industry's indifference left him disillusioned. Seeking solace in New York's Broadway scene, success remained elusive. Tragedy struck at 31 when Driscoll was found lifeless in an East Village tenement, succumbing to heart failure induced by years of substance abuse. His lonely end starkly contrasts the adulation of his earlier years. Driscoll's story serves as a poignant reminder of fame's fleeting nature, leaving behind a legacy tinged with both enchantment and sorrow. Stephen Baldwin, the youngest among the famed Baldwin brothers, has traversed a life marked by extraordinary twists and turns. Renowned for his roles in iconic films like The Usual Suspects and Biodome, Stephen's journey in Hollywood has been a tumultuous ride of soaring successes and challenging setbacks. Yet, beyond the glitz and glamour, his path has been strewn with personal battles that have tested his mettle and resolve. In 2009, the harsh glare of financial turmoil overshadowed his career achievements as Stephen confronted the stark reality of bankruptcy. Revealing the depths of his financial woes, the filing exposed a daunting array of debts, including hefty unpaid taxes, overwhelming mortgages, and mounting credit card bills. The staggering magnitude of his financial predicament plunged Stephen into a precarious situation. However, the shadows cast by financial strain were not the sole tribulations in Stephen's narrative. His personal struggles, notably with substance abuse, have cast a pervasive shadow over his pursuit of inner harmony. Mike Tyson, the iconic boxing sensation, exemplifies how an addictive personality can lead from immense wealth to utter financial ruin. Rising from a turbulent upbringing, Tyson ascended to become the youngest heavyweight champion ever, claiming the title at just 20 years old. His dominance in the ring, with an impressive record of 50 wins, 44 by knockout, solidified his status as a boxing legend. However, beneath the surface of his staggering $400 million fortune lurked a darker truth. Tyson's life was overshadowed by an addictive nature that fueled extravagant spending habits. From opulent mansions to fleets of luxury cars and even exotic pets like a Bengal tiger, his penchant for excess knew no bounds. Yet, perhaps most peculiar was his collection of 3,000 pigeons, some valued at thousands each. In 2003, the consequences of Tyson's lavish lifestyle and financial mismanagement came crashing down. Facing a monumental $23 million debt, he was compelled into bankruptcy. The once revered boxing champion found himself selling off assets, a stark departure from the lavish existence he once enjoyed. Don't rush to escape this boring video and forget comment number 2, I will change it if I know you hate it. Amanda Bynes, once adored as Nickelodeon's sweetheart through all that, and The Amanda Show soared to teen stardom with its Like What a Girl Wants. However, behind the dazzle of fame, a shadow loomed over her life. Struggling with substance use disorder, Amanda's career trajectory was marred by legal troubles and diminishing opportunities. The once abundant wealth began slipping through her fingers as her personal battles overshadowed her professional success. Publicized incidents including troubling social media posts, driving incidents, and psychiatric interventions starkly contrasted with her on-screen image. Eventually, a conservatorship was imposed, stripping her of financial control. Yet, Amanda's narrative is one of resilience. She confronted her challenges, embracing sobriety, and in 2022, she regained her autonomy as the conservatorship dissolved, signaling a hopeful resurgence from her tumultuous journey. Kim Basinger, the epitome of Hollywood's femme fatale during its golden era, entranced audiences with her alluring performances. However, beneath the surface glamour, her life was marred by financial turmoil. In a daring move, she invested $20 million in a Georgian town, envisioning a cinematic haven, but the dream soured, resulting in a substantial loss. Additionally, her career suffered when she withdrew from boxing Helena, sparking a costly legal battle that culminated in a $7.4 million judgment against her. The financial strain forced her into bankruptcy, starkly contrasting with the on-screen allure she projected. Amidst these challenges, her personal life unraveled further with her high-profile divorce from Alec Baldwin, exacerbating her financial woes. Reflecting on her marriage, Basinger once remarked about Baldwin, "We all get along with whatever, but he's been a challenge." Despite her talent and acclaim, Basinger couldn't evade the harsh realities she faced. Her journey underscores the harsh truth that even amidst Hollywood's glitz, financial recovery can remain elusive. Brett Butler's journey indeed encapsulates the highs and lows of fame, resilience, and personal struggle. From her breakout role in Grace Under Fire to her subsequent challenges with addiction and mental health issues, Butler's story reflects the complexities of life in the spotlight. Despite facing setbacks, Butler's talent endured, allowing her to continue pursuing her passion for acting. However, her financial difficulties in recent years serve as a poignant reminder of the unpredictability of success, especially in the entertainment industry. The creation of a GoFundMe campaign to support Butler underscores the reality that financial stability is not guaranteed, even for those who have achieved significant professional success. Butler's willingness to confront her challenges openly has made her an inspiration to many, showcasing the importance of resilience and perseverance in the face of adversity. As she reflects on her past experiences, It's evident that Butler's journey is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the enduring power of passion and determination. Cory Haim, born in 1971 in Toronto, Ontario, started his career successfully. He rose to fame as a handsome teenager in the 1980s, captivating audiences with roles in iconic films such as The Lost Boys, Lucas, and License to Drive. With his irresistible charm and boy-next-door appeal, he became one of the most sought-after young actors of his time. However, beyond the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, Haim struggled with personal demons that cast a shadow over his life and career. Struggling with substance abuse and mental health issues, he found himself in a constant battle with his own demons, often overshadowing his professional achievements. Despite sporadic victories and rehabilitation efforts, Haim continued to face difficult battles and defeats. Tragically, on March 10, 2010, at the age of 38, his death, reportedly due to pneumonia complicated by an enlarged heart and hardening of the arteries, is a stark reminder of the darker side of fame and the devastating rate of addiction for even today. Even the most talented individuals. Born into the legendary Barrymore family in 1932, John Drew Barrymore's life unfolds as a riveting tale of triumphs and suffering. Despite being the son of famous figures like John Barrymore and Dolores Costello, he still struggles with the weight of their legacy, trying to find his own path amid their towering shadows. His early years were tumultuous. The separation of his parents at a young age and limited contact with his father kept him away from the spotlight. However, the allure of theater proved irresistible. At the age of 17, he had a brilliant cinematic debut, signaling the glory to come. John Drew's journey in the entertainment industry has been a whirlwind of ups and downs, marked by stellar performances alongside personal struggles, including legal woes and substance abuse, leading to a period of homelessness. His story serves as a poignant reminder that even those born into greatness can stumble in darkness. Erin Moran's story sheds light on the hidden struggles that often come with life in the spotlight. Born in 1960 in Burbank, California, Moran began his acting journey as a child, securing his first role at just 5 years old. She rose to fame as Joni Cunningham on Happy Days, becoming immensely popular but becoming typecast, hindering her move into diverse roles as she matured. Despite his early victories, Moran faced personal problems, including substance abuse and financial difficulties, leading to a period of turmoil. The pressures of Hollywood exacerbated the struggles of her, which is known for its relentless pace and unforgiving standards. In her later years, Moran struggled with the harsh realities of waning stardom, encountering financial instability and personal turmoil that stood in stark contrast to her promising beginnings. Her passing on April 22, 2017, from complications related to stage 4 cancer, marked a tragic end to a life once filled with the promise of fame and fortune. Castle. Dana Plato's life epitomizes the highs and lows of Hollywood, from early stardom to heartbreaking tragedy. Born Dana Michelle Strain in November 1964, she quickly rose to prominence as America's sweetheart on Diff'rent Strokes, captivating audiences with her portrayal of the sweet and wholesome Kimberly Drummond. However, as the show concluded, Plato struggled in an industry notorious for its fickleness. Transitioning from child star to adult actress proved challenging, compounded by personal demons like substance abuse and financial struggles. Legal issues, including arrests for robbery and prescription forgery, tarnished her image, reflecting deeper turmoil. Tragically, Plato's life ended in Moore, Oklahoma, where she succumbed to a fatal overdose of prescription drugs. Initially deemed accidental, her death was later ruled a suicide, adding a somber note to her story. Her journey underscores the fragility of fame and the toll of celebrity, reminding us of the hidden heartache behind the glamour. In remembering Dana Plato, we reflect on the fleeting nature of success and the lasting impact of talent on our cultural landscape. Danny Bonaduce, renowned for his portrayal of the wisecracking Danny Partridge on The Partridge Family, became a household name in the 1970s, etching a special place in pop culture history. However, the transition from child star to adult brought forth a series of daunting challenges. Following the sitcom's end, Bonaduce encountered personal struggles that tested his resilience. In 1990, legal issues surfaced when he was arrested for attempting to purchase cocaine, a stark contrast to his role in anti-drug advocacy. Subsequent arrests, including one for assault in Phoenix, led to the loss of his radio job and financial woes. Homelessness became a grim reality as he lived out of his car near Hollywood's Grauman's Chinese Theater. Despite his past fame, Bonaduce faced addiction and the harsh realities of life on the streets. However, his story didn't culminate there. With determination and support, he sought help for his addiction. His perseverance bore fruit as he returned to the airwaves, co-hosting a morning radio show in Seattle until his retirement in 2023. Aaron Carter's journey was a whirlwind of triumphs and tribulations. Emerging into the spotlight at just 7 years old, he swiftly rose to fame, following the footsteps of his brother, Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys. His debut album in 1997 propelled him to stardom, and by the age of 9, he was a global sensation, with his sophomore album, Aaron's Party, achieving immense success. However, his life took a drastic turn after his 2002 album. A 16-year hiatus from music saw him engulfed in reality show controversies, family disputes, and battling substance abuse rumors. Financial struggles loomed large, with reported tax lines and diminished earnings. His public battle with addiction and mental health issues painted a grim picture as his physical health deteriorated. In an attempt to regain financial stability, he turned to unconventional means like OnlyFans. Yet, despite efforts, his struggles persisted, culminating tragically in his untimely demise on November 5, 2022. Aaron Carter's passing, attributed to a devastating mix of inhaling refrigerant and consuming Xanax, marked the poignant end of a once promising star whose light dimmed amidst adversity. Pamela Anderson, renowned for her iconic role in Baywatch, has journeyed through a tumultuous landscape of fame and personal trials. Her Malibu residence, initially a symbol of triumph with its $1.1 million purchase, soon became entangled in financial turmoil. As construction costs soared and tax bills accumulated, the once idyllic haven transformed into a burden. Despite her star-studded allure, Pamela's financial stability wavered, ultimately leading to the bittersweet decision to part ways with her cherished home, selling it for $7.75 million. This poignant turn of events serves as a stark reminder that even the most luminous stars can be dimmed by the shadows of financial mismanagement. Pamela Anderson's narrative, a captivating blend of celebrity glamour and harsh fiscal realities, resonates with the universal truth that behind the glitz and glamour often lies a story of resilience in the face of adversity. Lena Headey, celebrated for her iconic portrayal of Cersei Lannister in HBO's Game of Thrones, has encountered a career brimming with accolades alongside personal trials. Despite her triumphs on screen, Headey's off-screen journey has been punctuated by financial and legal hurdles. notably during her divorce from musician Peter Laufran. Her commanding performances as queens in both Game of Thrones and 300 propelled her to global stardom, yet shielded her little from real-life tribulations. The emotional toll of her divorce, finalized in 2013, was compounded by significant financial strain. At one juncture, Headey revealed possessing less than $5 in her bank account, a stark contrast to the opulence of her on-screen persona. Forced to adapt, she made substantial lifestyle changes, including selling her Hollywood Hills abode, symbolizing her success, and opting for a more modest residence in the San Fernando Valley. Navigating ongoing legal disputes over custody and financial settlements has only added to her burdens, requiring her to wade through intricate legal processes while coping with mounting stress. Before winning the prize in this Survivor race, Todd Herzog was flying through the sky like an Empty Next member, but it was his strategic intelligence on Survivor China that helped him receive the $1 million prize at the age of 22. However, behind the limelight, Todd faces a silent battle. Alcohol threatens to take away the wealth he has worked so hard to earn. A month into treatment helped Todd realize the severity of his situation, opening the path to recovery. With professional support, he overcame the flood and got his life back. Now, in the peace of sobriety, Todd shares a happy life alongside her husband, Jess Hermanson. In an emotional act, he staged a magical proposal with dolphins, symbolizing the happy new program he started after his recovery. The video ends here. Remember, there are still many other interesting and engaging videos in my playlist. Before you leave, please leave a comment number 1 if you found the video interesting, or number 2 if not. It's that simple, isn't it? Thank you!
I thought the bitch was white!
Welcome back to Hourglass channel. Find yourself a suitable sitting position to start your journey today. If you want to explore the journey with me, please leave number 1 and watch this video until the end. Lori Loughlin, famous for her role on Full House, her career plummeted due to her involvement in the college admissions scandal due to her desire to ensure her daughter's future. Along with her husband, Massimo Gianelli, she faces legal consequences, including prison sentences and heavy fines, for their roles in the fraudulent scheme to ensure their daughter's admission to Southern University, California as fake sports rookie. Loughlin admitted that she gave her daughter an unfair advantage in the college admissions process. The admission comes with legal consequences, with Loughlin receiving a 2-month prison sentence, a $150,000 fine, and 100 hours of community service, while Gianelli faces up to 5 months in prison, a $250,000 fine, and 250 hours of community service. The fallout went beyond legal consequences, as Crown Media family networks quickly cut ties with Loughlin, halting all productions related to her, including the mysteries of selling a house to Carr and other projects. Additionally, their daughter, Olivia Jade, faced backlash for her parents' actions, experiencing significant professional setbacks, including the loss of commercial contracts. Famous brands like Sephora, Trezem, and Estee Lauder. Lindsay Lohan. Beginning her journey at age 7 with appearances on Sesame Street, Lohan quickly rose to fame with her breakout role in Disney's 1998 remake of The Parent Trap. Clue: Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen and Freaky Friday. However, it was her starring role in the cult classic Mean Girls that cemented her status as an icon. But amid her growing fame, legal troubles, including a highly publicized driving under the influence car accident in 2007, when she was just 20 years old, landed her in rehab and the courtroom, disrupting her professional commitments. Her reckless behavior, fueled by partying and substance abuse, led to missed filming sessions and damaged relationships with Hollywood producers. Lohan's downward spiral continued with arrests, probation, and court-ordered rehab, all while struggling with addiction and emotional turmoil. Despite her efforts to explain her actions and seek redemption, her reputation suffered and her career prospects declined. The disastrous film I Know Who Killed Me earned her many Golden Raspberry Awards, further tarnishing her image. While she may be making a slow return to acting, it is unlikely that she will regain the level of success and acclaim she had earlier in her career. Armie Hammer's career faces a precipitous decline in the wake of damning suspected that emerging in 2021. Once lauded for his performances in The Social Network and Call Me By Your Name, Hammer found himself embroiled in controversy due to accusations of sexual assault and unsettling personal inclinations. Despite a comprehensive investigation by the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office that results in no charges being filed, the damage to Hammer's professional reputation was irreparable. His agent quickly severed ties, and he was ousted from high-profile projects, including the anticipated Jennifer Lopez film Shotgun Wedding. Speculation regarding Hammer's whereabouts proliferated, with rumors suggesting retreats to the Cayman Islands and brief forays into unconventional career paths such as timeshare sales. The aftermath of the scandal cast a shadow over his future in Hollywood, leaving industry observers uncertain about the likelihood of his return to prominence on the silver screen. Todd Joseph Miller, known for his roles in Silicon Valley and Deadpool, has a history of shocking scandals, and this controversial past may finally be catching up with him. Despite these roles elevating his net worth to around $2 million, producers of Deadpool 3 opted not to bring him back. Miller disclosed on The Adam Carolla Show in October 2022 that Reynolds had been belittling towards him, although Reynolds later reached out to clear the air. Nonetheless, Miller was ultimately asked to step away from Deadpool 3. His notable role as Eric Bachman on the HBO sitcom Silicon Valley was written off the script after 4 seasons due to clashes and fights with the show's leadership. Miller's criticism of the series and its creators in later interviews added to the tensions. To make matters worse, in December 2018, Miller was arrested for making a fake bomb threat on an Amtrak train while intoxicated and involved in a heated argument with a woman. Adding to the string of controversies, Miller faced accusations of sexual assault and violence from multiple women. Co-star Alice Wetterlund, who worked with him on Silicon Valley, publicly labeled him a bully and petulant brat on set, citing repeated non-consensual sexual advances. Isaiah Washington, known for his role in Grey's Anatomy, announced his retirement from acting via Twitter on March 1, 2023, allegedly citing the controversial slur incident from 2007 as the reason. In his tweet, Washington expressed a mix of sadness and relief, stating that he felt the critics, whom he referred to as haters, useful idiots, and provocateurs, had won. Following reports that he used a gay slur during an argument with co-star Theodore Raymond Knight, and repeated it backstage at the Golden Globes in 2007, Washington was removed from Grey's Anatomy, which significantly impacted his career. Although he later apologized and denied being homophobic, ABC chose not to renew his contract. Washington struggled with financial and personal issues in the aftermath of the scandal, finding it challenging to secure roles in Hollywood. Despite attempting a comeback in 2013 with the crime drama Blue Caprice, he ultimately decided to retire from acting. James Franco, once a prominent figure in the movie industry, faced a significant downfall following allegations of physical abuse. Even his longtime collaborator, Seth Rogen, distanced himself amidst accusations of sexual misconduct. In 2014, Franco's reputation took a blow when he became involved in a controversial incident. While starring in a Broadway production, he took a selfie with a girl, later privately messaging her about renting a hotel room. Despite Franco's assertion of gentlemanly behavior, the incident tarnished his image. In 2018, the situation worsened after Franco won a Golden Globe. Actress Ali Sheedy's cryptic tweets suggested his involvement in harassment or abuse. Further allegations surfaced, leading to lawsuits and Franco's removal from Vanity Fair's Hollywood issue. Despite maintaining his innocence, Franco's career suffered. His projects were halted, and Rogan made it clear that their collaboration was unlikely to continue. Reflecting on the impact, Rogan expressed disdain for abuse and acknowledged its effect on their relationship. In 2009, he was arrested for growing marijuana at home. He later received a 2-year sentence for violent disorder and handling stolen goods during the 2011 London riots. Due to these legal issues, the Harry Potter film series distanced itself from Waylett. Despite his tumultuous past, Waylett now interacts with fans through Cameo, providing personalized video messages for a fee. He expressed his enthusiasm for connecting with fans and sending special messages to their loved ones. However, he has not pursued new acting opportunities since his last appearance in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince in 2009. Are you a fan of any of these actors or movies? Tell me that. If you want to go deeper and explore more, there are many more interesting videos in our shopping cart. Brandy Norwood, R&B and pop star of the late 90s and early 2000s. With chart-topping hits, including the Grammy-winning The Boy Is Mine, success in television series Moesha, and as a judge on the inaugural season of America's Got Talent. Tragedy occurred in 2006, changing her life and career. On December 30, 2006, Brandy was driving her Land Rover in Los Angeles when she collided with a 2005 Toyota Corolla. The collision resulted in the tragic death of Awadafa Haji, a mother of 2, while her 2 sons, then 10 and 14 years old, were injured. It is alleged that Brandy drove recklessly, which led to the fatal accident. Despite the severity of the incident, Brandy was not criminally charged. She later settled a wrongful death lawsuit filed by Abudi Haja's children. After a comprehensive investigation, city prosecutors concluded that there was insufficient evidence to pursue criminal charges against Brandy. The aftermath of the accident took a heavy toll on Brandy both personally and professionally. She expressed deep regret and said that the accident would haunt her for the rest of her life. The incident had a profound impact on her career, as her 2008 album, Human, failed to make a commercial impact, and she lost her role as a judge on America's Got Talent. Brian Dunkelman, famous for sitcoms such as Dharma and Greg, Third Rock from the Sun and Two Guys, A Girl, and A Pizza Place. His big break came in 2002 when he co-hosted the first season of American Idol with Ryan Seacrest. While the show has been a huge success, Dunkelman's trajectory hasn't been quite the same. He left American Idol after just 1 season and largely faded from the television spotlight. In a 2016 interview with Variety, Dunkelman revealed that he chose to leave American Idol to pursue an acting career. However, he later learned from his former bosses that he was at risk of being fired before making the decision to quit. Despite this revelation, Dunkelman reflected on his conversation with Idol creator Simon Fuller, who expressed regret for the way he was handled, while also acknowledging the unfairness of the situation. Nearly 17 years later, Dunkelman found himself in the midst of a challenging divorce and custody battle. Since March 2016, he has worked as an Uber driver, working 45 hours a week and earning about $800. Financially, he encountered difficulties. His monthly expenses were almost equal to his income. Charlie Sheen, once among the highest-paid actors on television, earning a staggering $1.8 million per episode on 2.5 Men, saw his career plummet due to his addiction struggles. His battle with substance abuse and alcoholism traces back to the 90s, marked by incidents like cocaine overdoses and assault charges. Sheen's history is riddled with drug abuse, misdemeanors, and controversy, leading to periodic struggles with addiction. In 2009, Sheen's life took a darker turn after he was arrested, and in 2010, production on 2.5 Men halted as he entered rehab. Despite attempts at recovery, he was fired from the show in March 2011, with his dangerously self-destructive behavior and negative comments about the show's creator, Chuck Lorre, likely contributing factors. Now reportedly sober for over a year, Sheen is working on 2 television projects, reflecting on his battle with addiction and time on 2.5 Men. In an interview with Yahoo Entertainment, Sheen expressed ownership of his past actions, acknowledging his role in the situation and attributing it to drug use and the stress of fame. He described the experience as desperately juvenile, marked by the effects of drugs and immense stress. James Franco, once a prominent figure in the movie industry, faced a significant downfall following allegations of physical abuse. Even his longtime collaborator, Seth Rogen, distanced himself amidst accusations of sexual misconduct. In 2014, Franco's reputation took a blow when he became involved in a controversial incident. While starring in a Broadway production, he took a selfie with a girl, later privately messaging her about renting a hotel room. Despite Franco's assertion of gentlemanly behavior, the incident tarnished his image. In 2018, the situation worsened after Franco won a Golden Globe. Actress Ali Sheedy's cryptic tweets suggested his involvement in harassment or abuse. Further allegations surfaced, leading to lawsuits and Franco's removal from Vanity Fair's Hollywood issue. Despite maintaining his innocence, Franco's career suffered. His projects were halted, and Rogen made it clear that their collaboration was unlikely to continue. Reflecting on the impact, Rogen expressed disdain for abuse and acknowledged its effect on their relationship. Roseanne Barr serves as a stark reminder of the power of social media and the consequences of reckless behavior. In a matter of seconds, her career took a nosedive when ABC swiftly canceled her sitcom Roseanne due to a racist tweet targeting Valerie Jarrett, a senior African-American advisor to Barack Obama. Despite issuing an apology, ABC's entertainment president, Channing Dungey, condemned Barr's tweet as abhorrent and inconsistent with the network's values. The cancellation was unprecedented, considering the show's significant advertising revenue estimated at $45 million. Initially, Barr attributed the tweet to the influence of the sedative Ambien. However, she later suggested that her co-star Sarah Gilbert's condemnation played a role in the show's cancellation. Gilbert, who portrayed Darlene in Roseanne and its spin-off The Connors, expressed disappointment in Barr's actions, emphasizing that they did not align with the beliefs of the cast and crew. Barr's lack of accountability in the aftermath of the incident further exacerbated the situation, leading to widespread condemnation and the ultimate demise of her show. However, her success quickly evaporated, with a 5-year hiatus from acting until her role in the 2014 film Blackbird, alongside Isaiah Washington, who faced his own career downfall. In a revealing 2015 interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Monique disclosed that director Lee Daniels had informed her of being blackballed due to her husband's salary negotiation tactic. Monique publicly criticized Daniels, accusing him of orchestrating her career downfall because she failed to thank him in her Oscar acceptance speech. These accusations further alienated her from Hollywood, compounded by clashes with Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey, whom she accused of conspiring against her. In 2018, Monique accused Netflix of discrimination after being offered $500,000 for her comedy special, significantly less than other big-name comedians. Despite settling a lawsuit with Netflix, Monique remained steadfast in her principles, refusing to accept the offer as it would compromise her integrity. This stance underscored her fight against systemic biases in the entertainment industry, even at the risk of losing out on opportunities. In 2019, Netflix made the decision to delay the release of the romantic comedy film Otherhood, originally set for April 26. The movie starred Felicity Huffman, Patricia Arquette, and Angela Bassett. This delay came as Huffman found herself embroiled in the largest college admission scandal in national history. It's important to note that Netflix postponed the film rather than canceling it, and it was eventually released later that year. The decision followed Huffman's public apology and her agreement to plead guilty to fraud in connection with the college admissions scam. Huffman was among 13 individuals who admitted to paying bribes to secure spots in prestigious colleges for their children. In her statement, Huffman expressed deep regret and shame, accepting full responsibility for her actions and acknowledging the pain she caused her family, friends, colleagues, and the educational community. Huffman served 11 days of a 14-day federal prison sentence and faced a $30,000 fine, supervised release for a year, and 250 hours of community service. As a convicted felon, Huffman experienced a loss of reputational capital in Hollywood, resulting in fewer opportunities and a reduced income for future projects. Kevin Spacey, once a prominent figure in Hollywood, found himself swiftly removed from major projects like Ridley Scott's All the Money in the World and the Netflix series House of Cards. These allegations, involving accusations of sexual assault, resulted in Spacey and his production companies being ordered to pay $3.1 million in compensation for losses incurred due to his dismissal. Despite separate criminal charges in Los Angeles and Massachusetts being dropped in 2018 and 2019, respectively, Spacey faced another civil trial in New York in 2022, where he was found not liable. Recently, jurors in the UK cleared him of all criminal charges related to allegations by 4 men who claimed he sexually assaulted them between 2001 and 2013. The court heard that the allegations by 1 man were questionable, and Spacey had consensual encounters with 2 others. While Spacey admitted to making a clumsy pass at a 4th man, he maintained that it did not escalate beyond that. Although a return to his former stardom seems unlikely, Spacey's recent legal victories offer a glimmer of hope for the actor's future prospects. Gina Carano, once a prominent figure in the Star Wars series, saw her career spiral downward after a controversial social media post. In it, she suggested that Jews weren't only targeted by Nazi soldiers, but also by their own neighbors. The post sparked outrage, with Carano asserting that historical narratives often undergo edits, obscuring uncomfortable truths. She drew parallels between the scapegoating of Jews by their neighbors and contemporary political divisions, leading to her swift dismissal from both her talent agency and her role in The Mandalorian. Despite protests and attempts to salvage her career, Carano's subsequent social media posts, which denigrated individuals based on their cultural and religious identities, were met with further condemnation. Lucasfilm distanced itself from her, signaling the end of her involvement in the Star Wars franchise. Yet, Carano herself remains steadfast, defiantly asserting on social media that she refused to conform to what she deemed a sellout narrative. She adamantly stands by her beliefs, unapologetic for her actions, even in the face of career repercussions. Randy Quaid graced the screens in memorable films like The Vacation series, Kingpin, and Independence Day, even earning an Oscar nomination in 1974. However, Quaid's presence in the entertainment industry has dwindled to near obscurity. His downfall began in September 2009 when he and his wife, Evie, made headlines for skipping out on a $10,000 hotel bill, leading to felony charges. Their troubles escalated a year later when they were arrested again, this time for squatting in a former residence and facing accusations of burglary and extensive vandalism. Fleeing the United States, they sought refuge in Canada, where they remained for 5 years. Amidst the turmoil, Quaid publicly embraced a conspiracy theory alleging the existence of a group he dubbed Hollywood Starwhackers. He claimed this organization orchestrated scandals to tarnish celebrities' reputations, including his own. Despite the sensational claims, the Quaids faced numerous legal issues and subsequent releases in 2015. Their saga captivated media attention, shedding light on the darker side of fame and the perils some individuals face when navigating the spotlight's glare. Harley Sawyer's departure from the CW series The Flash sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. The actor, known for his role on the show, faced repercussions after a string of misogynistic and racist remarks resurfaced from his past tweets. Though Sawyer's Twitter account is now inactive, the screenshots of his offensive posts have circulated widely online. One tweet from 2012, in particular, drew significant attention, where Sawyer flippantly mentioned the fear of Alfred Charles Sharpton potential backlash if he engaged in mildly racist tweets. Despite later issuing an apology, acknowledging the hurtfulness and unacceptability of his words, the damage was done. Sawyer's career on The Flash came to an abrupt end, with the announcement that he would not be returning for the show's 7th season. The producers of The Flash, along with Warner Bros. TV and Berlanti Productions, swiftly condemned Sawyer's past remarks, emphasizing their commitment to fostering a workplace that values inclusivity and respect for all races, ethnicities, genders, and sexual orientations. Showrunner Eric Wallace echoed these sentiments, expressing disappointment and anger at Sawyer's tweets, which he saw as symptomatic of broader societal issues. Elizabeth Berkley, once beloved for her role in Saved by the Bell, shocked fans by shedding her good girl image for a provocative lead role in the controversial film Showgirls. Unfortunately, this bold move didn't pay off as expected, as severe public backlash ultimately derailed her career. Showgirls was a colossal failure, earning a record 13 Golden Raspberry nominations, with Berkley personally receiving 2 of them. In a remarkably candid interview with the New York Daily News, director Paul Verhoeven took responsibility for the negative impact the movie had on Berkley's career. He acknowledged that Showgirls unquestionably harmed her career, and he attributed the awkwardness of her performance to his direction. Verhoeven admitted that the film didn't succeed in conveying his vision and noted that Hollywood turned its back on Berkley following the premiere. Berkley has openly discussed the aftermath of Showgirls, revealing that she faced bullying and criticism that she didn't understand. She experienced many closed doors in her career as a result. Berkley hoped that appearing on Dancing with the Stars in 2013 would mark her grand comeback after 22 years of industry rejection, but despite her efforts, it failed to make her relevant again. Rob Lowe was a shining star among children's bands in the early 80s, his talent lighting up the screen in iconic films like St. Elmo's Fire and Young Blood. However, this ascent was suddenly halted by a series of fateful mistakes in 1988. The revelation of an intimate video showing Lowe with 2 women, one of them a girl, engaging in suggestive acts, sent shockwaves through Hollywood. The scandalous nature of the video, combined with his involvement with young girls, cast a shadow over his career, leading many to predict its imminent demise. Despite claiming to know nothing about the girl's age, Lowe still faced legal consequences and settled the lawsuit with her family. Although he avoided criminal charges on a legal technicality, the scandal left an indelible stain on his public image. After that, Lowe's career path stumbled as he lost out on lucrative opportunities, including a coveted role in the blockbuster Titanic. Striving for redemption, he found refuge on the small screen, starring in popular television series such as The West Wing and Parks and Recreation. Amber Heard's life took a drastic turn when she was ordered to pay Johnny Depp $1 million in damages after a highly publicized defamation trial. The trial, concluding on June 1, 2022, determined that Heard had defamed Depp in a 2018 op-ed for The Washington Post. Despite her claims of losing faith in the American legal system, Heard settled the case, citing the vilification she faced on social media. As a result of the trial, Heard's career prospects have dwindled. Apart from the Aquaman sequel, she has no upcoming projects, and public perception labels her as untrustworthy. Journalist Megyn Kelly even suggested that Heard is now unemployable, referencing a viral petition to remove her from Aquaman 2. This case serves as a stark reminder of the far-reaching consequences of legal battles in Hollywood, where decisions made in the courtroom can shape the trajectory of a star's career. Stick around to hear about another actor whose career met a similar fate due to his involvement. Mel Gibson, once a top-tier Hollywood star, found himself in an industry exile due to a series of abusive incidents and anti-Semitic remarks. Recently, Netflix's Chicken Run sequel reportedly dropped the 64-year-old actor after Winona Ryder accused him of anti-Semitism, citing derogatory remarks he made to her in 1995. Gibson's history of anti-Semitic comments, along with criticism of some of his films for promoting anti-Semitic ideas, further tarnished his reputation. In 2010, Radar Online claimed to have heard a voicemail of Gibson leaving seething messages on the phone of his ex-partner, Russian pianist Oksana Grigorieva. These incidents led to Gibson's career taking a nosedive, resulting in his talent agency, William Morris Endeavor, dropping him later that year. Despite attempts at a comeback such as his 2016 biographical war film, Hacksaw Ridge, Gibson's dark past continues to haunt him. In a 2013 interview with speechwriter Peggy Noonan, Gibson downplayed the events of the Holocaust, further adding to the controversy surrounding him. Ryder's recent accusation has brought Gibson's troubled history back into the spotlight, casting doubt on whether he will ever regain the same level of popularity he enjoyed during his blockbuster era. Paula Deen, once a beloved TV personality and chef, saw her career crumble under the weight of allegations accusing her of racist behavior. Known for her appearances on shows like Top Chef, MasterChef, Extreme Makeover, Home Edition, and even landing a role in the movie Elizabethtown in 2012, Deen's downfall began when Lisa Jackson, the former general manager of her restaurant Uncle Bub's Seafood and Oyster House in Savannah, Georgia, filed a lawsuit against her. Jackson alleged that Deen used racial slurs, including the N-word, around her employees and proposed a Southern-themed wedding featuring black men portraying slaves. In response, Deen admitted to using the N-word in the past, but claimed that her views had evolved since then. She also defended her concept of a slave wedding, stating that she found it beautiful and impressive, drawing inspiration from another restaurant. Despite issuing multiple video apologies, the Food Network swiftly decided not to renew her contract. Deen's attempt at redemption on Dancing with the Stars a couple of years later did little to rehabilitate her public image. Her situation further deteriorated in 2015 when she posted a since-deleted photo of her son in brownface, exacerbating the backlash against her. Cuba Gooding Jr., once hailed as a Hollywood sensation after his Academy Award-winning performance in Jerry Maguire, found himself engulfed in a storm of controversy that swiftly dimmed his star. In 2019, a torrent of sexual misconduct allegations flooded the media, with numerous women accusing him of inappropriate behavior. What began with an investigation into an incident at a New York City bar quickly snowballed, with over 30 women stepping forward with accusations ranging from groping to more serious offenses. By 2020, the legal ramifications were grave, resulting in 3 counts of forcible touching and 3 counts of sexual abuse charges against Gooding. To compound matters, 2 women initiated civil lawsuits against the actor, further tarnishing his reputation. Amidst these allegations and mounting legal battles, Gooding's once bright career trajectory faltered, overshadowed by personal and professional turmoil. Instead of headlining blockbuster hits, he found himself relegated to the sidelines, starring in a series of lackluster direct-to-DVD films. The promising talent that once captivated audiences now lingered in the shadows, a cautionary tale of the perils of fame and the consequences of misconduct. Jussie Smollett's story is undeniably bizarre, a cautionary tale of self-sabotage in the pursuit of fame. The former Empire actor infamously claimed to be the victim of a racist and homophobic attack by 2 masked assailants in January 2019, only for investigations to reveal that he had orchestrated the incident himself, providing false information to the police. In 2021, Smollett faced the consequences of his actions, being found guilty on 5 charges of disorderly conduct after a nearly 2-week trial. The verdict culminated in a sentence of 150 days in jail, 30 months of felony probation, restitution of $120,100 to the city of Chicago, and a $25,000 fine. Despite plans for appeal by his legal team and his own protestations of innocence, the damage to Smollett's reputation appeared irreparable. PR expert Howard Brewer weighed in on the situation, highlighting Smollett's perceived arrogance, selfishness, and narcissism, a toxic combination deterring producers from future collaborations. As Smollett's career hangs in the balance, it becomes evident that even a retrial and a different verdict cannot undo the reputational damage he has inflicted upon himself. Do you agree with my opinion? Please let me know below in the comments section. If you want to know more about other characters, there are always interesting videos in my cart waiting for you to explore. Michael Richards, best known for his iconic role as Kramer on Seinfeld, saw his career unravel in a mere 3 minutes. While his co-stars enjoyed successful post-Seinfeld careers, Richards attempted to revive his career in stand-up comedy. However, his hopes were dashed when a video of him berating a black audience member with racial slurs resurfaced, tarnishing his reputation irreparably. Despite issuing apologies and attempts to reconnect with his lost fan base, including appearances on late-night shows and reaching out to prominent black figures like Alfred Charles Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, Richards found little redemption. Though he made sporadic TV appearances and cameos, his career never fully rebounded. In a candid episode of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with former colleague Jerry Seinfeld, Richards confessed that the incident still haunts him, vehemently denying accusations of racism, but acknowledging the irreversible damage done to his Hollywood standing. Wesley Snipes, renowned for his roles in films like White Men Can't Jump and the Blade trilogy, enjoyed a thriving career until he made a grave mistake. He chose not to pay his taxes. While tax evasion can be serious, Snipes' situation escalated to criminal charges. The New York Times reported that Snipes was found guilty of willfully failing to file taxes for 3 years. The consequences were severe. In 2008, the 58-year-old actor received a 3-year prison term and a $5 million fine. Despite his appeal being rejected in 2010, he began his prison term in December 2010, ultimately being released in April 2013. As expected, Snipes' career suffered a significant setback. However, in recent years, he's made a comeback, capitalizing on nostalgia for his iconic 90s roles. He's appeared in various projects, including Netflix's True Story alongside Kevin Hart, a cameo as a vampire version of himself on What We Do in the Shadows, and a role in the 80s sequel Coming to America, portraying General Izzy. Reflecting on his experience, Snipes shared in a recent interview with The Guardian, "I hope I came out a better person, clearer on my values, purpose, and my relationship with my ancestors, and the great God and the great goddess above." Collins was devastated after confessing to his disturbing behavior of violating girls' bodies. His second wife, Faye Grant, recorded a confidential counseling session where Collins admitted to his past inappropriate behavior with minors. Following the public release of this recording, Collins acknowledged and apologized for his crimes. However, Hollywood executives distanced themselves from Collins, with Seth MacFarlane reportedly firing him from Ted 2 and dropping him from his recurring role on ABC's Scandal 40. Reflecting on his actions, Collins expressed deep regret, stating, "Many years ago, I did something very wrong, and I deeply regret it because I've been trying to make amends since." Ironically, his own scandal not only derailed his career, but also left a lasting impact, leading to the end of his decades-long marriage to American actress Faye Grant. Tila Tequila rose to fame as one of the earliest social media celebrities, transitioning from Miss Space star to controversial figure. MTV capitalized on her popularity with a shot at Love with Tila Tequila in 2007, while she also ventured into acting with a role in I Now Pronounce You, Chuck and Larry. However, her career took a nosedive when she posted a series of bizarre posts on her website expressing sympathy for Adolf Hitler and posing in front of Nazi images. In 2015, Tequila attempted to revive her career by competing on the UK's celebrity Big Brother, but she was quickly evicted after the show's participants learned of her history, her Nazi sympathies. Despite its claims of racism and anti-Semitism, Tequila's actions continue to raise eyebrows, including attacking public figures like Ben Shapiro and posting controversial images, such as a photo of her daughter with a Hitler mustache. Tequila's attempts at redemption appeared to be in vain, as her behavior only reinforced public perception of her controversial views and actions. In 2017, actress and comedian Kathy Griffin learned the hard way that there are indeed limits to what can be joked about. In a misguided attempt at humor, she posted a photo holding an inappropriate prop resembling the then-president's severed head. Although intended as a parody of the president's comments about a news anchor, the stunt backfired spectacularly. The fallout was swift and severe. CNN swiftly removed Griffin from its New Year's Eve broadcast. Sponsors like Squatty Potty severed ties, and all of her upcoming shows were canceled. The FBI even launched an investigation into whether the image constituted a threat, and Griffin found herself contacted by the Secret Service. Realizing the gravity of her mistake, Griffin issued a public apology, admitting that she had gone too far and expressing genuine concern that her career was over. However, some, like Republican Party spokesman Mike Reed, argued that Griffin's career had already been waning long before the ill-advised stunt. Paz de la Huerta's appearance on Boardwalk Empire didn't pave the way for the thriving career she had hoped for. Despite the show's success in 2014, de la Huerta left after just 2 seasons. She had already garnered attention for some eccentric behavior. She entered a sauna in her birthday suit and covered herself with honey before rubbing it on others, earning her a reputation as a party girl. TMZ published images of her intoxicated after the Golden Globes, where she had an embarrassing wardrobe malfunction. She was also arrested for assault, allegedly throwing a glass at a reality star. Reports circulated of her erratic behavior on set, including incidents like publicly shaving her pubic hair between shoots and arriving under the influence, leading to tensions with the production team. In 2013, Boardwalk Empire decided to part ways with de la Huerta due to her behavior. In 2018, she sued former studio boss and convicted sex offender Harvey Weinstein, alleging that he assaulted her twice and influenced Martin Scorsese to remove her from the show. She filed a $6 million lawsuit against Weinstein and later expanded it to include other prominent figures in Hollywood. Jeffrey Jones is a sought-after actor in Hollywood, known for his roles in iconic films such as Ed Wood, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and Amadeus. However, behind the scenes, Jones hides disturbing secrets. In November 2002, Jones was arrested on suspicion of hiring a young man to take inappropriate photos. He pleaded not to flee, and although he avoided prison, he received 5 years of probation and had to register as a corporal offender. This legal ordeal brought his film career to a standstill, and he has since appeared in only 2 films. Despite this setback, Jones still managed to secure significant screen time for several seasons of HBO's Deadwood. However, in 2010, he faced further legal trouble when he was arrested for failing to update his California corporal offender status. This resulted in an additional 3 years of probation and 250 hours of community service. Despite being listed as corporal offender in American, Jones still tried to revive his career. He appeared in several films and theater productions, but overall, his reputation declined significantly after his legal troubles. Famous is definitely no longer a word that can be used to describe him. Katherine Heigl. Bursting onto the scene with her role as Dr. Isabel Stevens in Grey's Anatomy in 2005, she quickly ascended to stardom. By 2007, just 2 years into the show, Heigl landed a lead role in Knocked Up, securing a staggering pay raise in a matter of months. She even became the only series regular from Grey's Anatomy to win an Emmy. Heigl's trajectory took a sharp downturn when she withdrew from Emmy contention, citing lack of material worthy of nomination in Season 4. This move shocked fans, co-stars, and producers, who viewed it as an insult to the show's creator Shonda Rhimes. Despite rumors of her character's potential demise, Heigl signed on for another season. However, relentless negative media coverage of her behavior on set plagued her. In 2010, Heigl reportedly failed to show up for work, leading Rhimes to release her from her contract. Following her departure from Grey's Anatomy, Heigl struggled to revive her acting career. Despite securing high-paying film roles, her later projects like New Year's Eve, One for the Money, The Big Wedding, and Jackie and Ryan received poor critical and commercial responses. Heigl admitted feeling blindsided by the industry's shift, expressing anger and betrayal at the sudden turn of events. Amanda Bynes, known for her roles in The Amanda Show and She's the Man. However, her journey took a tumultuous turn, battling with drugs and alcohol. It was her Twitter outbursts in 2012 that truly derailed her career. On Twitter, Bynes made a series of controversial claims, including expressing a desire for rapper Drake to harm her, taunting Rihanna about her appearance, and harshly criticizing fellow celebrities like Miley Cyrus and Jay-Z. She even engaged in destructive behavior, setting fire to a driveway and her own clothing. Bynes was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and admitted to a psychiatric facility, effectively halting her career. Concerns about her well-being led to her parents obtaining conservatorship in 2013, fearing she might harm herself or others if left unchecked. Years later, Bynes embarked on a journey to rebuild her life. She enrolled at the Los Angeles Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, expressing little interest in returning to acting. In 2022, a judge, with support from Bynes' parents, deemed her capable of managing her own medical and financial affairs, leading to the lifting of the conservatorship. However, later that year, Bynes herself called the police, requesting psychiatric care. Since then, she has been receiving support at an inpatient mental health facility. Bill Cosby, once celebrated as America's dad for his roles in beloved comedy and drama series, faced a stunning fall from grace in 2018 upon his conviction on 3 counts of aggravated assault. Shockingly, over 60 women stepped forward, bravely detailing instances of assault. Despite vehement denial from Cosby's legal team, damning evidence emerged, revealing Cosby's use of sedatives on young women he sought relations with. In the aftermath of his convictions, Cosby's once illustrious career crumbled. Major television and movie deals were swiftly revoked, with networks like TV Land ceasing reruns of The Cosby Show and canceling scheduled stand-up performances. The erosion of his legacy extended to physical removals, including the dismantling of his statue at MGM Hollywood Studios and the rescinding of honorary degrees by several prestigious colleges. Subsequently, Cosby was handed a sentence of 3 to 10 years behind bars. Although his conviction was later overturned, marking his release after a 2-year incarceration, industry insiders harbor doubts about Cosby's prospects for redemption. Despite assertions of legal technicalities, the public's perception remains staunchly negative, viewing Cosby as guilty of the heinous crimes for which he was charged. Danny Masterson, best known for his role in That 70s Show, has been handed a sentence of 30 years to life in prison for sexually assaulting 2 women. This conviction has not only put an end to his career, but also dramatically altered his life. Masterson, aged 47 and a prominent Scientologist, was found guilty in May after a second trial. Judge Charlene Olo of Los Angeles Superior Court imposed the maximum sentence, making Masterson eligible for parole in 25.5 years. The women accused Masterson of these assaults, which allegedly occurred between 2001 and 2003 at his Hollywood Hills residence. In 2017, amidst these accusations, Masterson was removed from the Netflix series The Ranch, dealing a significant blow to his career. Netflix and the show's producers announced his departure, and production continued without him in 2018. One of the victims detailed experiencing intimidation and harassment from the church when she attempted to report the actor's misconduct. In response, the Church of Scientology denied these allegations, arguing that Masterson's religious affiliation should not influence the case. They accused prosecutors of using Scientology to fuel prejudice, branding it an infringement on the First Amendment. Chris Nuff, known for his role in Sex and the City, has recently found himself out of the spotlight following multiple sexual assault allegations in 2021. While he was never formally charged, 5 women came forward with their stories of encounters with Nuff. Singer Lisa Gentile claimed that Nuff attempted to force himself on her at her New York apartment in 2002, threatening her career if she spoke out. Nuff insisted it was a case of infidelity, not assault. Nevertheless, he faced consequences, being removed from the final episode of And Just Like That, losing his series' regular role on The Equalizer, and being fired from 2 endorsement deals. Nuff is now focused on potential civil suits, though none have been filed thus far. Despite the damage to his reputation, he remains determined to continue his Hollywood career, stating, "I'm not going to lay down and just say it's over." It's a salacious story, but it's just not a true one. Gary Busey, known for his eccentric persona and roles in movies like Point Break and Under Siege, was once hailed as one of Hollywood's most promising actors. However, in 1988, Busey endured a life-altering motorcycle accident that left him with critical injuries. "It was a critical situation," Busey recounted. "The right side of the brain, where the damage was, controls verbal and musical skills, emotional expression, and the ability to recognize visual patterns." Following the operation, Busey faced immense challenges, including difficulties with speech, mobility, and swallowing. His son, Jake Busey, noted these alterations, evident in Gary's unconventional performances on and off the screen. Subsequent years proved tumultuous for Busey, as he battled cocaine addiction despite claiming sobriety since 1985. In 1995, he faced a near-fatal overdose, resulting in multiple arrests for drug possession and intoxication. Dr. Drew Pinsky, who collaborated with Busey on Celebrity Rehab in 2008, revealed relapses. While Busey survived, his career faltered. His film appearances dwindled to brief roles, and he gravitated towards television projects, notably featuring in Celebrity Rehab. Jennifer Grey, the star of Dirty Dancing, nearly saw her career derailed not by scandal, but by a nose job. Grey, renowned for her role as baby houseman opposite Patrick Swayze in the iconic 1987 film, underwent 2 surgeries she humorously dubbed Schnozageddon. Despite her rising fame post-Dirty Dancing, Grey faced pressure regarding her appearance, particularly her nose. She received comments and even advice from a surgeon suggesting she undergo a nose job. Unfortunately, the second surgery left her nose looking altered and disproportionate, making her virtually unrecognizable even to close friends. Grey described it as the job from hell, lamenting how it transformed her once familiar face. The consequences were severe. Grey found herself no longer recognized by photographers, and she became a subject of national mockery and misunderstanding. Overnight, she felt she lost both her identity and her career. In a candid interview with the New York Times, Grey reflected on the sudden loss of recognition and the toll it took on her career. Brendan Fraser, known for his roles in iconic films like The Mummy and George of the Jungle, Fraser was once poised for superstardom. However, his decline began with a seemingly innocuous choice, declining to reprise his role in Journey to the Mysterious Island. At the time, Fraser felt comfortable stepping aside for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to take over the role, especially after mixed performances in other projects. Little did he know that this decision would mark the beginning of a tumultuous period in his career. The sequel, Journey 2, exceeded all expectations, becoming a box office smash, while Fraser's subsequent films struggled to gain traction. This setback was further compounded by Fraser missing out on the opportunity to portray Superman, a role that could have reignited his career. The disappointment took a toll on his self-image and mental well-being, leading him to question his place in the industry. In a revealing interview with GQ, Fraser spoke candidly about the challenges he faced, including his retreat from the limelight and professional backlash from industry insiders. He admitted to feeling overwhelmed by the pressures of Hollywood. Rebecca Gayheart, known for her role in Beverly Hills 90210, was involved in a tragic accident that resulted in the death of 9-year-old George Cruz Jr. The boy was struck and killed as he ran after a soccer ball in Los Angeles. The accident, likely a result of negligence, occurred when Gayheart attempted to pass several stopped cars, hitting the boy in the process. The devastating incident had profound consequences for Gayheart. She faced legal repercussions, including probation, a 1-year suspension of her license, a fine, and community service, after pleading no contest to vehicular manslaughter. Additionally, Gayheart settled a wrongful death lawsuit filed by the child's parents out of court, covering funeral and medical expenses. Following the accident, Gayheart's career trajectory shifted. While her professional work didn't cease entirely, it became primarily limited to TV movies, guest appearances, and brief roles in television series. Projects like Dead Like Me and Vanished saw her in single-season stints. Reflecting on the tragedy, Gayheart expressed the enduring impact it has had on her life. She acknowledged that it's something she carries with her every day and will continue to do so for the rest of her life. Thank you for watching my video. There are many other interesting things in the next videos. Please look forward to it. Thank you and goodbye. Peering from the outside, celebrity life gleams with perfection, boundless opportunities to pursue passions, adoration from fans, and unparalleled financial security. Yet, beneath the surface lies a darker reality. Financial mismanagement and scandal lurk, capable of dismantling even the most illustrious careers. In this riveting video, we uncover the tales of those who ascended to dazzling heights only to plummet back to earth, their fame and fortune shattered. Mel Gibson, once a Hollywood star of considerable stature, faced a tumultuous period in his career marked by a series of controversies and damaging remarks. These incidents, including allegations of anti-Semitic behavior and abusive remarks, led to a significant downturn in his standing within the entertainment industry. The fallout began when actress Winona Ryder disclosed an encounter in 1995 where Gibson made derogatory comments toward her, shedding light on his history of offensive remarks. Subsequently, Gibson's involvement in projects faced scrutiny, with the sequel to Netflix's Chicken Run notably distancing itself from the actor. In 2010, further damaging revelations emerged when audio recordings of Gibson's heated voicemails to his ex-partner, Russian pianist Oksana Grigorieva, surfaced, adding fuel to the fire. This controversy prompted his talent agency to sever ties with him, dealing a substantial blow to his career prospects. Despite attempts at redemption, such as his directorial effort with the biographical war film Hacksaw Ridge in 2016, Gibson continued to grapple with the fallout from his past actions. Reports surfaced of him downplaying the Holocaust during an interview, further tarnishing his reputation and bringing his troubled history back into public discourse. Don't hesitate to leave a comment. If the video you're watching is interesting, comment number 1 and otherwise number 2. Lori Loughlin, once a beloved star of Full House, found herself at the center of a scandal that rocked her career and personal life. Alongside her husband Massimo Gianulli, she became entangled in a college admissions scam, a decision driven by their desire to secure spots for their daughters at the University of Southern California. Their involvement in the fraudulent scheme, which falsely portrayed their daughters as athletic recruits, led to legal repercussions. Loughlin faced a 2-month prison sentence, a $150,000 fine, and 100 hours of community service, while Gianulli received a heftier penalty. In a public statement, Loughlin expressed remorse, admitting to making a grave mistake by ignoring her moral compass. She acknowledged the unfair advantage they sought to give their daughters and the consequences of their actions. The fallout from the scandal was swift and severe. Crown Media Family Networks, which aired projects featuring Loughlin, promptly cut ties with the actress, halting all productions involving her. Additionally, their daughter Olivia Jade, a social media influencer, faced backlash and lost lucrative business deals with major brands like Sephora and Estée Lauder. In a surprising turn of events, Olivia Jade publicly blamed her parents for the damage to her career, highlighting the familial rift caused by their actions. The incident served as a stark reminder of the far-reaching repercussions of unethical behavior and its profound impact on both personal and professional lives. Bill Cosby, once hailed as America's beloved father figure, suffered a monumental downfall that reverberated across the entertainment industry. Known for his endearing roles in iconic comedy and drama series, Cosby's reputation took a nosedive in 2018 amidst a deluge of accusations from over 60 women detailing instances of assault. Despite vehement denials from Cosby's legal team, damning evidence surfaced, indicating his use of sedatives in pursuit of illicit encounters. The repercussions were swift and severe. Networks swiftly pulled reruns of The Cosby Show, and his once flourishing stand-up career came to an abrupt halt. His statue, once proudly displayed, was unceremoniously removed, and prestigious colleges rescinded the honorary degrees they had bestowed upon him. Following a highly publicized trial, Cosby was convicted on 3 counts of aggravated assault and sentenced to 3 to 10 years behind bars. However, a legal technicality eventually led to his early release after serving just 2 years. Despite legal nuances, the court of public opinion remains unequivocally damning. Industry insiders are skeptical about Cosby's chances of staging a comeback. Howard Bragman, a seasoned PR guru, likened Cosby's situation to that of O.J. Simpson, instance of the enduring stain on his reputation. In the wake of his downfall, Cosby's once glittering career serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of abusing power and the enduring impact of public perception. Despite legal twists, the entertainment industry remains hesitant to associate with him, recognizing the profound damage his tarnished reputation could inflict. Felicity Huffman's role in the largest college admission scandal in national history had ripple effects beyond her personal life, extending to her professional endeavors. The decision to postpone the release of the romantic comedy film Otherhood, in which Huffman starred alongside Patricia Arquette and Angela Bassett, was a direct response to her involvement in the scandal. However, it's worth noting that Netflix opted to delay the film's release rather than cancel it altogether. The eventual release later that year came after Huffman's public apology and her admission of guilt, pleading guilty to fraud related to the college admission scam. Huffman was among the 13 individuals who confessed to paying bribes to secure coveted spots for their children in prestigious colleges. In her statement expressing remorse, Huffman accepted full responsibility for her actions and expressed deep regret and shame for her involvement. Despite serving a relatively short 11-day federal prison sentence, she also faced a substantial $330,000 fine, a year of supervised release, and 250 hours of community service. Furthermore, Huffman's conviction as a felon resulted in the loss of what is colloquially known in Hollywood as reputational capital. This status is expected to diminish her opportunities and potentially lower her income in future projects, underlining the profound repercussions of her role in the college admissions scandal. Don't rush to escape this boring video and forget comment number 2. I will change it if I know you hate it. Kat Dennings has always been a shining star on the screen, captivating audiences since her teenage years. Best known for her role as the sharp-witted Max Black in CBS's hit show Two Broke Girls, Dennings quickly became a household name, winning hearts with her humor and charm throughout the series' successful 6-year run. While her on-screen presence was undeniably powerful, Dennings' personal life also kept her in the spotlight, especially her relationship with musician Josh Groban. However, after this period of tremendous success, Dennings seemed to take a step back from the glitz and glam of Hollywood. Several factors contributed to Dennings' reduced visibility. Firstly, her role in Two Broke Girls not only brought her financial success, but also secured her a share of the show's profits from syndication deals, ensuring a steady stream of income even as she took a break from new projects. Additionally, Dennings' involvement in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, particularly as Darcy Lewis in the Thor films, added to her star power. However, her character's absence in subsequent MCU films hinted at a possible conclusion to her storyline in the franchise. Furthermore, Dennings experienced a public breakup with Groban just before the final season of Two Broke Girls. While the split was amicable, personal events like these can inevitably impact an actor's career trajectory. Looking ahead, Dennings may be on the brink of a comeback with the Hulu pilot Dollface. The show explores themes of resilience and new beginnings, with Dennings portraying a woman navigating life after a significant breakup. With promising production and an engaging storyline, Dollface could mark Dennings' triumphant return to the small screen, showcasing her talent and versatility once again. Don't forget to drink a cup of tea to quench your thirst and comment number 1 to let me know that you are still watching this video. Lindsay Lohan, who also started her career as a child actress, achieved great success early in her career with an appearance in the remake of the Disney film The Parent Trap. Her biggest break, however, was in the hugely popular 2004 comedy Mean Girls. You see, Lindsay has become an American model and popular partygoer. Unfortunately, it seems like all this partying has taken a toll on her career. In 2006, she was accused of being late and unprofessional on the set of the film Georgia Rule, with producers forced to criticize her. Likewise, Lindsay was accused of being a nightmare to work with on Glee in 2010. She was accused of being late and not preparing well, with Lindsay not even remembering her script. I was distracted in the past, so I didn't pay attention to it and wasn't on time. Another problem with Lindsay seems to be her adventurous streak. In 2008, she was accused of taking another girl's fur coat at a party. Other charges include taking a $35,000 Rolex watch from a friend, as well as taking jewelry from designer Ariel DePinto's showroom. As usual, Lindsay also developed problems with substance abuse, and before long, the former star was in and out of jail and rehab for her habits. From driving under the influence to drunkenness and illegal possession, Lindsay was eventually placed on a suspended sentence after 4 years, which she violated and sent to prison. All of this, along with massive tax debt, wiped out all of Lindsay's assets, down to just under $1 million. And while she is trying to improve the situation, it's clear that time is not on her side. Margot Kidder, an icon of the younger generation, may not be known, but she was an incredibly attractive woman in the 1970s. Margot played the role of Lois Lane in the original superhero movie Superman, opposite Christopher Reeve. While Margot became a household name thanks to her acting talent, she struggled with a serious health problem throughout her life. In 1988, Margot was diagnosed with panic disorder and bipolar disorder, but she did not consider this dangerous and did not use prescribed medication. The doctor gave me a combination of drugs, including Ritalin, Prozac, Valium, and many others. I put them all in a large trash can on the street, and of course they were thrown away immediately after. This has become a redundant currency for Margot. According to reports, while at the airport in 1996, she began screaming at strangers and said her ex-husband had conspired with the CIA to kill her. She begins a string of manny expressions and eventually does it again and ends up in a homeless person's attractive carton. Margot also had a terrible accident in 1990 while working on a television series, and the accident left her partially paralyzed. The surgery that followed left her bankrupt. Post-surgery pain relief also led Margot to become addicted to alcohol and drugs, worsening her mental health. Margot sadly went missing in 2018, with investigators determining that she took her own life. Wesley Snipes, a quite famous actor in his time. Although he has been acting since the 80s, his role in the Blade series as vampire hunter Blade truly catapulted him into high gear. Gifted with immense energy and impressive martial arts skills, Wesley is definitely a top actor. But like many other stars, Wesley seemed determined to overcome the law, and they made an example of him. To be fair, Wesley's problems didn't necessarily start with the tax authorities. Throughout his career, he had a number of run-ins with the law, including weapons charges, and one in 1994 when he led a 120m race with state police. Florida. Wesley was convicted of 3 counts of failure to file tax returns for 3 years, an act that defrauded the U.S. government $7 million. He was allegedly told by a friend that the tax was inconsistent with the Constitution and that he did not need to pay it, so he decided not to pay it. Mr. Snipes was hit with another criminal charge by the Federal Internal Revenue Service, alleging he owed $18 million in taxes. After a lengthy lawsuit, the amount due was eventually reduced to $9.5 million, although it was reported that he still owed millions to the tax authorities. Brendan Fraser, one of the hottest actors in Hollywood at the time, got his start in movies like The Mummy, George of the Jungle, and Crash from the 90s to the early 2000s. As you would expect, Brendan is a big name in the film industry. According to reports, this actor earns about $2 million per project. However, Brendan's problems began roughly in the early 2000s. After a series of box office flops, people began to question his abilities as a leading actor. Additionally, Brendan went through a period of crisis in the early 2000s when he explained that he was banned from the Hollywood Foreign Press Association (HFPA) list after he accused former President Philip Burke of assault, sex work. Unable to find a good job, Brendan fell into depression. Additionally, he went through an expensive divorce with his wife, Afton Smith. Brendan is back with a 3rd film in the Mummy franchise and Journey to the Center of the Earth, but his troubles don't end there. After years of acting with his body, his health declined, requiring spinal surgery, hip replacement, and even vocal cord surgery. Brendan is forced to participate in movies that he is not proud of just to make money. All of this only increased his depression and feelings of failure, and by 2013, his mounting debt almost caught up with him. However, Brendan's story still has a happy ending. He seemed to come back stronger in one of his most recent roles, even receiving standing applause at the 2023 Critics' Choice Awards and the Academy Award for Best Actor. Toni Braxton, one of the most successful music artists of her time, is known as America's ballad queen for her love songs and soothing voice. This woman was destined to become a star, but just 2 years after she released her hit song, Unbreak My Heart, and her Grammy Award-winning album Secrets, Toni suddenly declared bankruptcy. Dad is $500,000 in debt. Apparently, Toni signed the worst recording deal of all time, according to her lawyer. According to the contract, Toni only received 35 cents for each album sold, despite selling 170 million copies. She eventually sued her record label, and, after a messy lawsuit, in 1999, she received an undisclosed settlement after selling off most of her assets, ranging from jewelry, clothes, to even his Grammy Awards. Toni continued her career over the next decade, releasing music and even participating in Broadway. However, in 2007, she encountered many health problems, was unable to work or attend many of her planned performances, and after a 3-year break, Toni went bankrupt again in 2007. 2010. She was diagnosed with lupus as well as heart problems, so the Las Vegas show she sponsored had to be canceled. However, Toni overcame difficulties and returned to life. Her bankruptcy was settled in 2013, and since then, she has continued to work on a reality TV show and has also returned to performing. Toni is still an undeniable golden fairy. Aaron Carter was the little brother of Nick Carter, a member of the Backstreet Boys in the 90s and early 2000s. Aaron had actually launched a successful solo career and appeared on tour with the Backstreet Boys several times too, with hits like Crush on You, That's How I Beat Shock, and Aaron's Party. Aaron was quite the superstar. Sadly, Aaron's issues weren't necessarily his fault because he was underage. His family managed his money, and they did that very poorly. You said that your parents blew $500 million of your money? Yeah, somewhere in between, like $350, $400, and $500 million. By the time Aaron turned 18, his net worth had dropped significantly. From taxes to lawsuits and more, Aaron found himself paying bills that he probably didn't even know he had. Besides all of this, Aaron had the misfortune of going through several personal issues at a very young age, from his parents' divorce to the struggles of fame. It became all too much for him. Despite his effort to resurrect his career, Aaron had little luck. Soon enough, he also developed depression. How would you feel every 2 seconds seeing a tweet? With his debts mounting and his family pretty much estranged, it's no surprise that he turned to substance abuse. Aaron had different run-ins with the police over the years and was pretty much in and out of rehab. Sadly, Aaron's struggles with addiction and substance abuse got the better of him, and in November of 2022, he was found dead in his Los Angeles home from a suspected overdose. Fantasia stepped into the limelight in 2004 when she won the 3rd season of American Idol against all odds. She pretty much got her big break in the music business, even scoring a #1 hit single and a double platinum debut album. But the troubles started to rack up pretty early for Fantasia. In 2005, she published her memoir titled Life is Not a Fairy Tale, but her father sued her, claiming she had provided false and misleading information in the book. Besides this, Fantasia also had the misfortune of being pretty much the breadwinner in her family. I was so busy trying to take care of everybody else, so busy looking for that love that I was ending up in all the situations. This, as well as the responsibility of managing her team, left her in a bad financial state. In 2008, Fantasia was accused of defaulting on a $58,000 loan. She also lost her house, which she had bought for about $1.3 million at the time. Through all of this, Fantasia had to keep on working. She had a career, a movie, a book, and a tour all going for her. The stress of managing it all eventually led to some depression, which culminated in an overdose in 2010. Fortunately, she was found and got the help she needed and has been working on a comeback ever since. Paula Deen, the beloved former television personality known for her culinary expertise, faced a significant setback in her career due to accusations of racist behavior. Known for her roles in popular shows like Top Chef, Master Chef, Extreme Makeover, Home Edition, and starring in the 2005 film Elizabethtown, Paula found herself drawn into the argumentative. The trouble began when Lisa Jackson, former general manager of Paula's Savannah, Georgia restaurant, Uncle Bubba's Seafood and Oyster House, filed a lawsuit against her. Jackson claimed that Paula occasionally used racial slurs, including the N-word, in the presence of her employees. Additionally, Paula suggests having a Southern-themed wedding with black men playing the roles of slaves. In response, Paula admitted to using the N-word in the past, attributing it to the changing cultural landscape. She explained that her family objected to any hurtful association with the word and defended the slave wedding concept, citing inspiration from another restaurant and describing it as beautiful and impressive. However, the consequences were immediate. Food Network chose not to renew Paula's contract despite her releasing multiple apology videos. Damage control efforts, including an appearance on Dancing with the Stars a few years later, could not repair her tarnished public image. In 2015, Paula faced further backlash when she posted and then deleted a photo of her son with brown face, adding another layer to the controversy surrounding her. Paula's once illustrious career has suffered irreparable damage, as the public and industry stakeholders distance themselves from her. Charlie Sheen, once one of the highest-paid TV actors, pulling in a whopping $1.8 million per episode for 2.5 Men, saw his career collapse due to addiction. His struggle with substance abuse and alcoholism dates back to the 90s, marked by incidents like cocaine overdoses and assault charges. A highly publicized history unfolded, featuring drug abuse troubles and controversies. Initially dealing with addiction, Sheen's life took a darker turn after his 2009 arrest. In 2010, 2.5 Men production paused as Sheen entered rehab. Despite attempts at recovery, he was ultimately axed from the show in March 2011. His dangerously self-destructive behavior and negative comments about the show's creator, Chuck Lorre, likely played a significant role in his dismissal. As for Sheen's current situation, reports suggest he's been sober for over a year and is now involved in 2 television projects. Reflecting on his battle with addiction and his time on 2.5 Men, Sheen admitted there were various ways to handle the situation, and he had chosen a less conventional path. In an interview, he took ownership of his role in the tumultuous events, confessing to the desperation and juvenility of his actions. Sheen attributed his behavior to the influence of drugs and their lingering effects, coupled with a sea of stress and a volcano of disdain. The actor's post-meltdown journey, or melt forward as he calls it, shows a commitment to fully owning his past actions. Despite the challenges, his reported year of sobriety signals a positive step forward in his personal and professional life. However, it remains an open question whether that will be enough to get his career back on track. Kevin Spacey, a famous figure in Hollywood, found himself thrust into the center of controversy when accusations of sexual assault surfaced. His trial at Southwark Crown Court in London became a media spectacle, with his defense team arguing that Spacey should face widespread condemnation and a virtual trial, society. Quickly disappearing from the public eye, Spacey was quickly replaced in Ridley Scott's All the Money in the World, with Christopher Plummer reprising his scenes as billionaire John Paul Getty. Furthermore, he was also dropped from his Golden Globe-winning role in the popular Netflix series House of Cards. The charges against Spacey cost him and his production companies a staggering $31 million to cover losses incurred as a result of his firing. Although separate criminal charges in Los Angeles and Massachusetts were dropped in 2018 and 2019, respectively, Spacey still faces another civil trial in New York in 2022. In a recent development, British juries cleared him of all criminal charges related to the allegations of 4 men alleging sexual assault between 2001 and 2013. The court was learned that one man's allegations were deemed unfounded, with Spacey's involvement in a consensual meeting with 2 others. Despite admitting that he acted ill-advisedly towards the 4th individual, Spacey maintained that the situation did not escalate further. James Franco virtually disappeared from the film industry after a series of sexual assault allegations rocked his career. Even his longtime collaborator, Seth Rogen, distanced himself from Franco amidst the controversy. Rogan, known for co-starring with Franco in hit films like Pineapple Express, This Is the End, and The Interview, made it clear that he hasn't been in contact with Franco and doesn't plan to be. Franco's troubles began in 2014 when he faced criticism for taking a selfie with a 17-year-old girl outside a theater during his Broadway performance in Of Mice and Men. Afterward, he privately messaged her on Instagram, suggesting they meet at a hotel. While Franco admitted to the messages, he defended his actions on Howard Stern's show, stating he was merely being friendly. In 2018, more allegations surfaced after Franco won a Golden Globe for The Disaster Artist. Actress Ally Sheedy, who previously worked with him, posted tweets hinting at Franco's involvement in sexual harassment. Other women, including Violet Paley and Sarah Tither Kaplan, came forward with accusations of sexual misconduct. As a result, Franco faced legal battles and was dropped from various Hollywood projects. Despite settling some lawsuits and maintaining his innocence, the damage to his career was significant. Rogan, in emphasizing his stance against abuse, distanced himself from Franco, acknowledging the impact these allegations had on their professional relationship. Roseanne Barr's career serves as a cautionary tale in the age of social media, where a single tweet can swiftly dismantle years of success. ABC's decision to cancel her sitcom Roseanne following a racist tweet targeting Valerie Jarrett showcased the network's zero-tolerance policy for offensive behavior. Despite Barr's attempt to attribute her actions to the sedative Ambien, the backlash was relentless. Channing Dungey, ABC's entertainment president, wasted no time in condemning Barr's tweet as offensive and inconsistent with the network's values. This swift action, despite the show's significant financial success, underscored the importance of accountability in the public eye. Barr's downfall was further exacerbated by criticism from her own colleagues, including Sarah Gilbert, who publicly denounced her remarks. The incident not only led to the show's cancellation, but also had personal repercussions for Barr, highlighting the far-reaching impact of social media missteps. In today's digital age, where public figures are under constant scrutiny, Barr's experience serves as a stark reminder of the power and consequences of irresponsible social media behavior. Stephen Baldwin, being the younger brother of the popular actor Alec Baldwin. And while he never quite rose to prominence like his brother Alec, Stephen had some successes of his own on the big screen. After appearing in movies like The Usual Suspects and Biodome, Stephen seemed set to start his career as a standalone leading man. However, when the 2008 financial crisis hit, he found himself significantly affected. Interestingly, considering these films don't have big budgets and pay like other genres, it's pretty easy to see how this would have affected Stephen's bottom line. He eventually filed for bankruptcy in 2009 with a $1 million tax bill, as well as around $700,000 in credit card debt. Stephen also owed $1.2 million in mortgages for a significantly overvalued house. Even worse, Stephen was arrested in 2012 for not filing New York state taxes for 3 years. He accepted responsibility for this, saying that his accountants had failed to make the necessary payments, but he also shot back at the feds for seemingly trying to make him a scapegoat. Nevertheless, Stephen isn't doing so badly. If anything, the fact that his daughter, Hailey, is married to Justin Bieber means he's pretty sure all Stevie is set for life. Stanley Kirk Burrell, born as Stanley Kirk Burrell, is a rapper and songwriter who's been active in the industry since around 1985. With hits like You Can't Touch This and Too Legit to Quit, he became one of the best-selling rappers at his peak. However, he went through a crazy downfall in the rap industry. MC Hammer has a big problem with spending money. He spent lavishly on various luxuries, including about 17 cars, 2 helicopters, and a 40,000 square feet mansion in Fremont, California, which cost more than $25 million, and he even installed the outdoor swimming pool on his property is shaped like his iconic parachute clothes quirky. In addition, Hammer never likes to be alone. According to some reports, he had a caravan of more than 200 people, all of whom depended on him. According to reports, he spends about $1 million monthly just to maintain these people. Understandably, all of this eventually got MC Hammer into trouble as his catchy pop rap style began to lose its appeal. His bank account was depleted faster than he could say Hammer time. In 1996, MC Hammer filed for bankruptcy with debts of approximately $14 million. In 2011, Hammer was again sued for a debt of over $1 million to the IRS and the state of California. He may have been singing "You Can't Touch This," but it looks like the federal government really did touch his bank account. T-Pain is a singer and songwriter who rose to prominence in the music scene in the late 90s and early 2000s with many chart-topping hits and a huge discography. At the peak of his career, T-Pain quickly saw his net worth increase to around $40 million. But as you might expect, he wasn't a financially compliant person, and before long, the guy who sang that he had money in the bank was destitute. T-Pain's problems are pretty much what you might expect. He has a lot of money and doesn't know what to do with it. As he explained himself, he just thought that the meaty journey would never stop. This whole thing is just money all the time. You're good at something. Money will always appear. In true Balor fashion, T-Pain never stopped shopping. He bought about 30 cars, including a $2.1 million Bugatti. He even bought a house for his cars as well as several houses for his team, like producers, managers, etc. Really, your whole team and not a single financial consultant came? Of course, eventually the meaty journey came to a halt, and the revenue was gone. By 2019, T-Pain filed for bankruptcy and sold most of his assets. This doesn't mean it's all ugly. T-Pain is still going strong and has carved out a career in media. Additionally, he uses his story as a warning to others, and he feels a sense of responsibility and service. Dennis Rodman, a basketball icon, a key member of the Chicago Bulls teams led by Michael Jordan that won 3 consecutive championships. Dennis is known for his defensive prowess, but no matter how talented he is on the field, Dennis' life off the field is also colorful. Dennis is known to be an outsider and quite skittish. However, if you ask him, he will say that he is misunderstood. The people writing things in the paper don't really know about Dennis Rodman. They don't even talk to me, so they can only write crazy and stupid things. Dennis's personal life is truly a thrilling story. He had short relationships with stars such as Madonna and Carmen Electra, whom he married in just 9 days. Despite earning nearly $30 million during his career, Dennis almost lost everything. To be honest, Dennis hasn't exactly spent all his money. He was one of the athletes who fell into the trap of Peggy Ann Fulford, a con artist who posed as a financial manager and targeted the stars. After meeting in 2008, Dennis and Fulford became so close that he trusted her with all his money. That's a bad decision going forward. Fulford nearly siphons money from Dennis's bank account, leaving him a much more financially broke man than he once was. Of course, this doesn't mean that Dennis didn't lose money himself. It was reported that he spent thousands of dollars at striptease clubs as well as on drugs and alcohol. This, combined with recent problems with the law, as well as a tendency to accumulate fines during his time as a player, almost left him with a net worth of just $500,000, according to reports. Gary Busey, an actor considered one of the most famous in Hollywood. Despite starting his acting career quite late, he finally got his big break with a role in the movie The Buddy Holly Story in 1987, a role that earned him an Academy Award nomination. Busy quickly followed that up with successful roles in films like Lethal Weapon and Point Break, both of which brought him further recognition. Sadly, everything seemed to come to an abrupt end in 1988 when Busey had a freak motorcycle accident. He was not wearing a helmet and had to be taken to the emergency room for emergency brain surgery. In an interview, Busey believed he had actually been dead for 2 hours. "I know that feeling because I've been in the spirit zone, surrounded by angels, and my essence is about 12 inches long and about 1/4 of an inch wide." The once highly regarded actor developed permanent brain damage and became prone to behavioral fluctuations. As expected, he had difficulty finding acting roles. It's worth noting that Busey had developed a drug addiction problem even before his accident, but the accident made the situation much worse. The combination of medical bills and drug addiction is never a good thing, and in 2012, Busey filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in California with a debt record of over $500,000. Allen Iverson, also known as AI, is still one of the most talented players to ever set foot on an NBA court, even though he has not won a championship. Iverson is the symbol of the modern ball defender, however. Despite only earning a salary of about $20 million per year, Allen Iverson seems to have lost everything. Despite all his skills on the field, Iverson is still essentially a young man with many problems. He grew up poor, and it can be said that he never got used to having so much money. It's no wonder he manages his money ineffectively. Iverson spends money on jewelry, clothes, and luxury cars that he barely cares about. In one case, Iverson reportedly arrived at the airport and couldn't remember where he left his car. Instead of searching, he just called a taxi, went to a nearby dealership, and bought a new car. Does it work properly? With large amounts of money pouring in, Iverson lived lavishly. Even if you earn $20 million a year, Iverson's monthly bill still looks like this. All of this combined with having to pay off large crowds, getting into legal trouble, and not trusting the banks left Iverson heavily in debt after his playing career. He finished. After owing the jewelry company nearly $860,000 in 2012, Iverson officially declared bankruptcy. However, what's interesting is that Iverson still hasn't accepted his fate. According to reports, AI made a deal with Reebok to save $32 million in an account that he cannot touch until 2030 when he will be 55 years old. This, as well as this $96,000 annual NBA pension taking effect in 2021, means the answer still has room for a modest recovery. Shawn Weiss, born in New Jersey in 1979, started his acting career at a pretty early age. But his big break came when he portrayed the role of Greg Goldberg in the Mighty Ducks films, which ran from 1992 to 1996. You'd think that Shawn had banked all that cash he earned and was now living comfortably, but that would not be the case. In 2017, Shawn was arrested for petty theft after stealing goods at an electronics store in Los Angeles. He was eventually sentenced to 150 days in county jail. "Like for real, they're going to actually put me in an orange suit, probably have to join a gang," he commented. This incident marked the beginning of a slippery slope for Shawn. He had several brushes with the law after that, including arrests for drug possession in 2018. He was arrested again for being under the influence of drugs, with an infamous mugshot that showed just how badly he had fallen off. Nevertheless, Shawn's story isn't all that depressing. He did manage to turn his life around and appears to have overcome his drug problem, with some new projects on the way. Shawn really can make a comeback. Lil Kim, before there was Nicki Minaj or Cardi B, was regarded as the queen of rap. She broke out in the 90s and quickly rose through the ranks in a male-dominated genre. Still, the 90s rap game was messy, and Lil Kim easily got smeared from controversies about her vulgar lyrics to her affair with the notorious B.I.G. Kim was pretty much always in the news. When Biggie died in 1997, Kim's career took a significant hit. She decided to channel her grief into her music, although the reception wasn't quite as anticipated. As the 2000s came on, the rap landscape changed significantly, and as a new crop of rappers came along, Kim seemed lost. From then on, the legal trouble started. In 2005, Kim was sentenced to a year and a day in prison after lying about her involvement in a shootout back in 2001. A few years after her prison stint, Kim's money troubles came to light. She reportedly filed for bankruptcy in 2018 with about $4 million in debt, $1.8 million of which was in back taxes. Kim had to auction off her New Jersey mansion, with the opening bid coming in at $100. Yep, just $100. Michael Richards, famously known as Kramer from the iconic sitcom Seinfeld, experienced a rapid and devastating downfall that sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. Despite his acclaimed portrayal of the eccentric Cosmo Kramer, Richards faced a monumental setback that ultimately derailed his career. While his Seinfeld co-stars found success in their post-Seinfeld endeavors, Richards attempted to revive his career through stand-up comedy, hoping to capitalize on the show's immense popularity. However, his aspirations came crashing down when a video emerged, capturing him unleashing a tirade of racial slurs directed at a black audience member during a live performance. In a mere 3 minutes, Richards' career imploded as he uttered deeply offensive remarks and made explicit references to racial violence. Despite issuing a public apology and making efforts to reconcile with his fan base through appearances on late-night shows, including The Late Show with David Letterman, Richards struggled to repair the irreparable damage. In an attempt at damage control, Richards extended his apologies to prominent black figures such as Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, but the stain on his reputation persisted. Despite sporadic TV appearances and cameo roles, Richards never fully recovered from the fallout of his shocking outburst, serving as a stark reminder of the consequences of reckless behavior in the spotlight. Monique Angela Hicks, celebrated for her Oscar-winning performance in the 2009 film Precious, seemed destined for a bright future in Hollywood. However, her trajectory took an unexpected turn following her momentous win, leading to a 5-year hiatus from significant roles. Her return to the spotlight came in 2014 with the independent film Blackbird, co-starring Isaiah Washington, yet it failed to reignite her career momentum. In a candid 2015 interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Monique revealed that director Lee Daniels had informed her of being blacklisted due to her husband's aggressive salary negotiation tactics. Monique publicly accused Daniels of orchestrating her professional downfall, citing her gratitude towards him during her Oscar acceptance speech as a catalyst. However, these revelations only exacerbated tensions in Hollywood, especially after her subsequent clashes with Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey, whom she accused of collusion. In 2018, Monique made headlines again by accusing Netflix of discrimination after being offered a mere $500,000 for her comedy special, significantly less than other comedians received. Despite settling a lawsuit with Netflix, she remained steadfast in her position, asserting that accepting such a low offer would compromise her principles. Speaking on Sway in the Morning, Monique stood by her decision, highlighting the disparity in offers compared to her peers like Tiffany Haddish. Netflix defended its initial offer, emphasizing its commitment to fair compensation practices while expressing readiness to address the legal challenge. T.J. Miller's once promising career has been marred by a series of controversies, ultimately impacting his involvement in major projects like Deadpool 3. Despite the success of the first 2 Deadpool films, which significantly boosted his net worth, Miller confirmed his exclusion from the third installment due to a fallout with Ryan Reynolds. Allegations surfaced of Reynolds belittling Miller, leading to irreconcilable tensions between the two actors. This rift with Reynolds is just one instance in a string of controversies that have plagued Miller's career. His role as Ehrlich Bachman on HBO's Silicon Valley also ended tumultuously after 4 seasons, marked by clashes with the show's leadership, resulting in his character being written off. Miller publicly criticized the series and its creators in subsequent interviews, further fueling the controversy. In December 2018, Miller faced legal trouble when he was arrested for making a fake bomb threat on an Amtrak train while intoxicated. This incident, stemming from a heated argument with a woman, added to his already tarnished reputation. Furthermore, Miller faced accusations of sexual assaults and violence from multiple women, including his Silicon Valley co-star Alice Wetland, who publicly denounced him as a bully and a petulant brat on set. Given the multitude of controversies surrounding Miller, his future in the entertainment industry remains uncertain. While his talent may be undeniable, his troubled past and contentious behavior have undoubtedly affected his opportunities in Hollywood. Whether he can make a successful comeback or not remains to be seen. Katherine Heigl, rise to fame in Hollywood was rapid, fueled by her standout performances in Grey's Anatomy and Knocked Up. However, her journey was not without difficulties. In 2007, just 2 years after joining Grey's Anatomy, Heigl made headlines when he landed the lead role in Knocked Up and received a significant raise. However, despite her success, she shocked fans and colleagues alike when she withdrew from Emmy contention, citing a lack of material worthy of her character in the 4th season of the program. Her decision was seen as a bit of a disservice to the show's creator, Shonda Rhimes, and sparked tension on set. Reports of conflict and diva behavior that followed tarnished Heigl's reputation in the industry. Despite rumors of her character's death, she signed on for another season, but then failed to show up for work. Rhimes eventually released her from her contract, emphasizing the importance of integrity. Heigl's career struggled to regain momentum after leaving Grey's Anatomy. Films such as New Year's Eve, One for the Money and The Big Wedding failed to impress both critics and audiences, causing her career to decline. Heigl expressed her feelings of betrayal by the industry that once embraced her, highlighting the fickle fortunes of Hollywood. Amanda Bynes, once a rising star in entertainment, faced the challenges common to many child stars as she navigated her career. Despite her early success on The Amanda Show and in films like She's the Man, Bynes encountered personal struggles with drugs and alcohol. However, it was her highly publicized Twitter outburst in 2012 that thrust her into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. During this turbulent time, Bynes made a series of controversial and erratic claims on Twitter, including expressing alarming desires involving other celebrities. She also engaged in destructive behavior, such as setting fire to a driveway in her own clothing. In the aftermath of these incidents, Bynes was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and voluntarily entered a psychiatric facility for treatment. Concerned for their daughter's well-being, Bynes' parents sought and were granted a conservatorship in 2013, allowing them to oversee her medical care and finances. Following a hiatus from the public eye to focus on her mental health, Bynes enrolled at the Los Angeles Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, indicating a shift away from acting. In 2022, signs of improvement in her life led to a judge, supported by her parents, determining that she was capable of making her own decisions, and the conservatorship was lifted. However, later that same year, Bynes reached out to the police for psychiatric care, indicating ongoing challenges in her mental health journey. Currently, she resides in an inpatient mental health facility, receiving the support necessary to continue her path towards recovery and stability. The video ends here. Remember, there are still many other interesting and engaging videos in my playlist. Before you leave, please leave a comment number 1 if you found the video interesting, or number 2 if not. It's that simple, isn't it? Thank you. Welcome back to Hourglass channel. Today, we embark on a journey through the past and present corridors of Hollywood, exploring life from the glamour of its golden age to timeless musings. On their faces, the stories behind these beloved characters celebrate their contributions to cinema and culture. Let's explore the timeless charm of these legendary characters. Let's go. Lonnie Willison's fall from grace paints a stark contrast to the glamour often associated with the modeling world. Born on January 25, 1983, Willison rose to prominence in the early 2000s, her striking features and fitness prowess landing her coveted spots in various publications and campaigns. Despite her apparent success, behind the glossy images and flashing lights lay a tumultuous personal life. Willison's marriage to Baywatch star Jeremy Jackson ended in a highly publicized and acrimonious split in 2014. The separation was marred by allegations of violence, with Willison claiming an incident of strangulation during a drunken altercation with Jackson. This period marked the beginning of a harrowing downward spiral for the former model. In the ensuing years, Willison's circumstances grew increasingly dire. She was spotted rummaging through dumpsters and living in homeless encampments, a shocking turn for someone who had once graced magazine covers. Reports surfaced of her battling addiction and mental health issues, compounded by the trauma of her past. The once sought-after model now faced a reality far different from the runways and photo shoots that had defined her earlier life. Lisa Robin Kelly, the American actress renowned for her captivating portrayal of Lori Foreman in the beloved TV series, That 70s Show, epitomized talent and passion. Hailing from Southington, Connecticut, she embarked on her trajectory to fame, armed with an undeniable gift for acting and a fervent love for the craft. Graduating with distinction from the theater school at DePaul University, she swiftly captured hearts with her portrayal of Lori, the spirited elder sister of Eric Foreman. Yet, beyond the glitz of Hollywood, Lisa wrestled with a plethora of personal tribulations. Her battle with substance abuse, rooted in her time on the show, was compounded by heart-wrenching personal losses, notably a miscarriage. Legal entanglements, including DUI charges and domestic altercations, further fueled public scrutiny. In a poignant revelation, Lisa disclosed her retreat from burgeoning success, driven by a tumultuous relationship with alcohol. Tragically, her quest for redemption was curtailed by her untimely demise on August 15, 2013, at the age of 43, in an Altadena, California rehabilitation center. Her passing, attributed to multiple drug intoxication, marked a poignant end to a luminous life dimmed too soon. What's better than starting the day with a delicious cup of tea and watching this fascinating video together? Let's reminisce about the 90s, an era filled with laughter in movie theaters and one comedic titan reigning supreme, Jim Carrey. Originating from the chilly town of Newmarket, Ontario, Carrey's journey from modest beginnings to Hollywood's zenith epitomizes the human spirit's triumph. With his elastic face and inexhaustible energy, Carrey stormed onto the silver screen, captivating audiences with unforgettable performances in Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. His characters transcended comedy, becoming cultural landmarks and securing his place in comedic lore. However, Carrey's artistic palette extended beyond laughter. Delving into drama, he mesmerized audiences with poignant roles in The Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, showcasing his versatile talent. Behind the glitz, Carrey grappled with personal demons, battling depression and mourning the loss of his ex-girlfriend, Katherine Heigl. Emerging as a beacon of resilience, Carrey advocates for mental health awareness. At 62, his legacy extends beyond the silver screen. He's a painter, a poet, and a reminder that even the brightest stars endure moments of darkness. Randy Quaid, renowned for his portrayal of Cousin Eddie in the National Lampoon's Vacation series, boasts a career spanning over 90 films. However, his off-screen life has been a tumultuous ride of legal troubles, leaving fans perplexed. In 2009, Quaid and his wife Evie were embroiled in scandal when accused of defrauding an innkeeper in Santa Barbara, California, using an invalid credit card to settle a $10,000 bill, sparking a series of legal woes. The following year, they faced burglary charges for squatting in a property they previously owned. Fleeing to Canada to evade arrest, they were apprehended at the Vermont-Canada border. Surprisingly, a Vermont judge dismissed charges due to inconsistencies in California's case. The Quaids settled in Vermont, far from the glamour of Hollywood. Once celebrated, Randy Quaid now navigates a starkly different reality, his life overshadowed by legal turmoil, a stark contrast to his illustrious past. If you want to explore the journey with me, please leave number 1 and watch this video until the end. Interesting things are waiting for you in the video. Wesley Snipes, synonymous with dynamic performances and action-packed cinema, has weathered both the pinnacle of Hollywood triumph and the depths of personal adversity. Rising to prominence with his breakout role in Spike Lee's Mo Better Blues, Snipes embarked on a trajectory marked by versatility and magnetic screen presence. Films like New Jack City, Jungle Fever, and the Blade trilogy solidified his status as a cinematic icon. However, amidst the glittering facade of his public persona, Snipes faced a tempest brewing behind the scenes. Caught in a whirlwind of legal troubles stemming from tax evasion charges, he endured a shocking fall from grace. Accused of failing to file federal taxes and resorting to questionable tactics to evade financial responsibilities, Snipes ultimately faced conviction. Sentenced to 3 years in federal prison, Snipes utilized his time of incarceration for introspection and growth, emerging with a newfound perspective on life and purpose upon his release. While maintaining a relatively subdued presence since then, his story serves as a powerful reminder of the transient nature of fame and the enduring consequences of one's choices. Bobby Driscoll's life unfolds as a poignant tale of a star whose brilliance dimmed too swiftly. Rising to fame at just 6 years old, he became a Disney sensation with iconic roles in Song of the South, 1946, and Peter Pan, 1953, etching himself into the hearts of audiences worldwide. Yet, as adolescence approached, the transition proved harsh, marked by Disney's abandonment due to Driscoll's changing appearance. Rejected and adrift, Driscoll descended into a tumultuous life plagued by addiction and crime, culminating in a stint in rehabilitation in 1961. Despite efforts to reignite his acting career, the industry's indifference left him disillusioned. Seeking solace in New York's Broadway scene, success remained elusive. Tragedy struck at 31 when Driscoll was found lifeless in an East Village tenement, succumbing to heart failure induced by years of substance abuse. His lonely end starkly contrasts the adulation of his earlier years. Driscoll's story serves as a poignant reminder of fame's fleeting nature, leaving behind a legacy tinged with both enchantment and sorrow. Stephen Baldwin, the youngest among the famed Baldwin brothers, has traversed a life marked by extraordinary twists and turns. Renowned for his roles in iconic films like The Usual Suspects and Biodome, Stephen's journey in Hollywood has been a tumultuous ride of soaring successes and challenging setbacks. Yet, beyond the glitz and glamour, his path has been strewn with personal battles that have tested his mettle and resolve. In 2009, the harsh glare of financial turmoil overshadowed his career achievements as Stephen confronted the stark reality of bankruptcy. Revealing the depths of his financial woes, the filing exposed a daunting array of debts, including hefty unpaid taxes, overwhelming mortgages, and mounting credit card bills. The staggering magnitude of his financial predicament plunged Stephen into a precarious situation. However, the shadows cast by financial strain were not the sole tribulations in Stephen's narrative. His personal struggles, notably with substance abuse, have cast a pervasive shadow over his pursuit of inner harmony. Mike Tyson, the iconic boxing sensation, exemplifies how an addictive personality can lead from immense wealth to utter financial ruin. Rising from a turbulent upbringing, Tyson ascended to become the youngest heavyweight champion ever, claiming the title at just 20 years old. His dominance in the ring, with an impressive record of 50 wins, 44 by knockout, solidified his status as a boxing legend. However, beneath the surface of his staggering $400 million fortune lurked a darker truth. Tyson's life was overshadowed by an addictive nature that fueled extravagant spending habits. From opulent mansions to fleets of luxury cars and even exotic pets like a Bengal tiger, his penchant for excess knew no bounds. Yet, perhaps most peculiar was his collection of 3,000 pigeons, some valued at thousands each. In 2003, the consequences of Tyson's lavish lifestyle and financial mismanagement came crashing down. Facing a monumental $23 million debt, he was compelled into bankruptcy. The once revered boxing champion found himself selling off assets, a stark departure from the lavish existence he once enjoyed. Don't rush to escape this boring video and forget comment number 2, I will change it if I know you hate it. Amanda Bynes, once adored as Nickelodeon's sweetheart through all that, and The Amanda Show soared to teen stardom with its Like What a Girl Wants. However, behind the dazzle of fame, a shadow loomed over her life. Struggling with substance use disorder, Amanda's career trajectory was marred by legal troubles and diminishing opportunities. The once abundant wealth began slipping through her fingers as her personal battles overshadowed her professional success. Publicized incidents including troubling social media posts, driving incidents, and psychiatric interventions starkly contrasted with her on-screen image. Eventually, a conservatorship was imposed, stripping her of financial control. Yet, Amanda's narrative is one of resilience. She confronted her challenges, embracing sobriety, and in 2022, she regained her autonomy as the conservatorship dissolved, signaling a hopeful resurgence from her tumultuous journey. Kim Basinger, the epitome of Hollywood's femme fatale during its golden era, entranced audiences with her alluring performances. However, beneath the surface glamour, her life was marred by financial turmoil. In a daring move, she invested $20 million in a Georgian town, envisioning a cinematic haven, but the dream soured, resulting in a substantial loss. Additionally, her career suffered when she withdrew from boxing Helena, sparking a costly legal battle that culminated in a $7.4 million judgment against her. The financial strain forced her into bankruptcy, starkly contrasting with the on-screen allure she projected. Amidst these challenges, her personal life unraveled further with her high-profile divorce from Alec Baldwin, exacerbating her financial woes. Reflecting on her marriage, Basinger once remarked about Baldwin, "We all get along with whatever, but he's been a challenge." Despite her talent and acclaim, Basinger couldn't evade the harsh realities she faced. Her journey underscores the harsh truth that even amidst Hollywood's glitz, financial recovery can remain elusive. Brett Butler's journey indeed encapsulates the highs and lows of fame, resilience, and personal struggle. From her breakout role in Grace Under Fire to her subsequent challenges with addiction and mental health issues, Butler's story reflects the complexities of life in the spotlight. Despite facing setbacks, Butler's talent endured, allowing her to continue pursuing her passion for acting. However, her financial difficulties in recent years serve as a poignant reminder of the unpredictability of success, especially in the entertainment industry. The creation of a GoFundMe campaign to support Butler underscores the reality that financial stability is not guaranteed, even for those who have achieved significant professional success. Butler's willingness to confront her challenges openly has made her an inspiration to many, showcasing the importance of resilience and perseverance in the face of adversity. As she reflects on her past experiences, it's evident that Butler's journey is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the enduring power of passion and determination. Cory Haim, born in 1971 in Toronto, Ontario, started his career successfully. He rose to fame as a handsome teenager in the 1980s, captivating audiences with roles in iconic films such as The Lost Boys, Lucas, and License to Drive. With his irresistible charm and boy-next-door appeal, he became one of the most sought-after young actors of his time. However, beyond the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, Haim struggled with personal demons that cast a shadow over his life and career. Struggling with substance abuse and mental health issues, he found himself in a constant battle with his own demons, often overshadowing his professional achievements. Despite sporadic victories and rehabilitation efforts, Haim continued to face difficult battles and defeats. Tragically, on March 10, 2010, at the age of 38, his death, reportedly due to pneumonia complicated by an